Last winter I made a video called Haven the next 10,000x or not. I stand by that, and you can laugh all you want, but fact is that the first parabola went 400x. You think it can't go another 25x from the top? In fact, it seems now that even 10,000x might have been too conservative. And again, wait to laugh until the end of the video, because this time I've also built an Excel model. I'm CTO Larsson, and a lot has changed since last year. So let me explain Haven XHV differently this time. First, what is privacy? It means that you have something to hide, right? Well, let me show you over there. This is the current banking system. I'd like one of those, please. That will be 1 coin, please. Here you go. Thank you. It works. And this is Bitcoin or Ethereum. I'd like one of those, please. That will be 1 coin, please. Wait. I see that you have 10 coins in your wallet there. Then the price is 2 coins. He also spent 3 coins on a bottle of champagne last weekend. Who are you? I'm your neighbor. How do you know that? And your colleague, Mr. Anderson, he earns more than you do. 20% more. What? He does? And who are you? I'm your competitor. I'm checking your pricing models and who your customers are. Bitcoin and Ethereum are too transparent. Frankly, the consequences of using it in real life becomes ridiculous because it lacks all kinds of privacy, unlike the old banking system that actually has privacy. In the traditional banking system, the individual has access to his account, but your neighbor and your competitor does not. And while, for example, in the US you have the 4th Amendment and so on, in practice, your tax authority and other agencies can definitely check your accounts when need to. And with Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's not like IRS can't type Etherscan in the browser, guys, and check your Uniswap history. It's more transparent. The reason that some of these agencies are so upset with crypto, I think, is that they're just not used to having the same access as everyone else. They're used to having some privileged access that others don't have. It's like a VIP sign to the entrance of a club. If you remove that and everyone have to go through the same door, the VIPs will be upset, even if it's a better door. But wait, you say, aren't wallets pseudo-anonymous? No, they used to be maybe, but no. CipherTrace, Chainalytics, Elliptic and many others are excellent at attaching identities to transactions. And your ENS domain isn't exactly going to help you stay underground. So pay your taxes, folks, because Bitcoin, Ethereum and all their cousins are more transparent than banks, not less. The first reaction to this, of course, becomes to try to build something that is completely secret, where only you have access. The problem with something like that is this: at least here in Sweden when it comes to tax, reverse burden of proof applies. If you commit any other crime, you're innocent until proven guilty, right? But in tax, the reverse burden of proof applies. So you have to prove that you're innocent. And if you can't, you have stolen from the king and you're going to be thrown in the dungeon to rot until you've somehow proven your innocence. So an entirely opaque system isn't great. You want to be able to give access when the time comes. And Haven XHV and most other modern privacy cryptocurrencies have this. It's a viewing key that you can use or give out. And in Haven, the conversions as such are visible on the blockchain. So you can actually prove what you have bought and sold, when and for how much. But your neighbor, your competitor, and literally everyone else in the world don't have access. The current traditional banking system will disappear. It's a myriad of local systems trying to compete with a global technology with a 1,000 times cost advantage. It's dead in the water, they just don't quite see it yet, or maybe they don't want to see it. But I think that everyone in the crypto industry does. In Sweden we have a word called lagom. Bitcoin Ethereum is too public, and total secrecy is too secret. I think the system with viewing keys and visible conversions is lagom. Google it. But we're not done yet. There are more problems. Let's go back to Mr. Larsson over there, trying to buy some cinnamon buns. Hey, I want to buy one of these. No, I don't want that coin. That's a tainted coin. Yeah, but I didn't do that. I didn't put the green strip on that one. Right, it's not fake. Still, I don't accept coins with green tape on them. Only blue and yellow tape. That's lack of fungibility. Fungibility is the ability of a good or asset to be interchanged with other individual goods or assets of the same type. Fungible assets simplify the exchange and trade process, as fungibility implies equal value between the assets. And bitcoins are not fungible. One bitcoin is not the same as another bitcoin. And this problem has already started. There are already exchanges that won't accept the wrong bitcoins, even if you had nothing to do where they came from. This makes bitcoin less useful. Haven XHV and the derived stablecoins XUSD, XCNY and XBTC are fungible. That will, according to Investopedia, simplify the exchange and trade processes. And there is more. A lot of the, I'm sorry to say, a little dumb or at least uninformed new regulation proposals in the US lately has focused on the exchanges. It's easy to understand. These regulators have for more than 100 years been focused on regulating intermediaries. And the whole point with cryptocurrencies is that at its core, it's peer-to-peer. You don't need intermediaries anymore. That makes these people very confused. Are they even needed? But then comes the exchanges. That's something they know. Those are again intermediaries. And maintaining privacy through exchanges is not so easy. Secret Network has to some extent solved that. If you didn't see my video on that, I'll link it here and in the description. Then you could make a private trade between a privacy-wrapped Ethereum and a privacy-wrapped USDT, for example. But will exchanges like that be allowed? I don't know. What if you could do this without an exchange? And that's what Haven has done. That's the big innovation of the Haven protocol. Not the privacy as such, because that's inherited from Monero. But now you say, wait a minute now, what about the DEX? What about the secret DEX? That can't be shut down, right? It's decentralized. Well, maybe you haven't been around long enough to remember, but the first successful DEX that ran on Ethereum was called Ether Delta, and they successfully shut that one down. A DEX like Uniswap has a website and a team, and they are heavily backed by US VCs. Trust me, it can be shut down to the point where it is no longer relevant, just like Ether Delta. I don't think it will come to that, at least I hope so, but I do think it will be regulated in a completely different way in a couple of years than it is today. Unfortunately, because it will slow down innovation. In the Haven protocol, there is no exchange from person A to person B. So while you sort of have the exchange in your pocket, it in fact isn't. It's just a conversion. You convert from an XHV coin or an XBTC coin and take out XUSD coins, with no exchange with any other individual taking place, because it's a burn and mint system of synthetic assets, not an exchange. And then there is one more aspect of Haven. And that's the fact that there is no slippage. Hi, I'd like to buy one of those, please. That will be 1 coin, please. Actually, I buy 3. That will be 10 coins, please. But 1 was 1 coin. How can 3 become 10 coins? Yeah, but I'm running out, then price goes up. Since Haven isn't an exchange, it can mint an infinite amount of tokens at the current price. There is no slippage. If you buy large volumes, you won't drive up the price. You do pay fees, however, so initially for small investors, you won't notice this effect. But I'm looking ahead. I look years into the future, and if this system really takes off, and there are conversions into the hundreds of millions of dollars, this will be very important. And at that time, surely fees can be lowered and still maintain the network. So no slippage is maybe the most significant aspect of all of them, long term. Let's go back to our shopkeeper here one more time. BTC or Monero or even XHV isn't a good medium of exchange, because it's not value stable. Okay, that will be 1 coin. Okay, 2 coins. Okay, 1 coin. Okay, 5 coins. All your coins. The growth of stablecoins over the last year really has shown the demand for a comparably value-stable asset. And Haven has it. The XUSD today is just a small nice concept idea, but all great ideas start like that. There's $73 billion worth of Tether. Remember that number for a while. I hope I've shown you why this innovation is relevant, why it solves real-world problems. This isn't just some narrative. Breaking new grounds with solutions that no one has ever done before in the history of mankind comes with risk. Huge risks. Setbacks are inevitable. Maybe the idea doesn't work. Maybe the code doesn't work. And this summer, the Haven protocol was hacked. Almost all major protocols run into issues like this one way or another. Trust me, I know. It's how you deal with them that matters. And this team doubled down, didn't just fix the bug, but rebuilt a hardened version of the protocol called Haven 2.0, and is now gearing up for the restart in November. But not only that has happened, privacy has moved up much higher on the agenda, both in terms of industry focus with Quentin Tarantino launching NFTs on the Secret Network and in terms of regulatory focus. Stablecoins have become both a much bigger phenomena and facing much more attacks from regulators. Finally, time for tokenomics. I just now actually came across this great article from last year, I just haven't seen it before. He starts with a circulating supply of 14 million XHV and a market price of $3. As a result, the XHV market cap is 42 million at the start. Then he writes that 1% of the XHV circulating supply, 1% of the market cap, is used to mint 42,000 XUSD in each step. Then his first model assumes a market price increase of XHV so that the market capitalization remains constant. I've recreated this model, and I think he didn't mean to write that 1% is used to mint. I think he meant to write 0.1%. He ran his model until the $200 million market cap of XUSD, then he got the market price of XHV of $360. And if we check in my model, at $200 million of XUSD, I also got XHV price 360. I've drawn this on a logarithmic scale. XUSD grows on the left scale here, so 200 million would be somewhere here. XHV drops linearly on the logarithmic scale, and the XHV price grows in a straight line also on the logarithmic scale. In this first model, the price of XHV just grows so that the market cap of XHV stays constant. That is slightly unrealistic. Of course, the market cap of XHV would also grow. So he made a second model, and I've also built a second model here where the market cap of XHV also grows. I've built it so that the XHV market cap and the XUSD market cap has a similar order of magnitude at least. And in this model, when XUSD market cap reached 200 million, the XHV price is $100. Maybe this seems a little unintuitive at first, but if you think about it, it's not. When XHV price grows faster in the beginning, you need to burn fewer of them to get the same XUSD. The guy in his model 2 got the price of $160 at $200 million market cap XUSD. So I was even more conservative. Now, here's the thing. I cannot predict the future, neither can you, neither can anyone else other than some higher power. I didn't know Haven would be hacked. Neither did you, neither did anyone else except maybe the hacker. But I knew that it was definitely a possibility that something would go wrong. And that's still the case. You can't get something with a 10,000x upside with no risk, that you just can't. But trading is about possibilities, not about predictions. And what are the possibilities then? Is a $200 million XUSD market cap a possible endgame? No, it's not. There is no scenario where the end game is that Haven becomes a small-sized stablecoin. It's either going to fail for some totally unknown reason, or it's going to become much, much bigger than $200 million. Remember, Tether is 73 billion. That's almost 400 times more. If we just got to $1 billion in this model, the price of XHV is $2,000. I'm not going to continue this model beyond 1 billion now because some of you might get too excited. I reviewed Cadena yesterday where the Hello World didn't work. That has a market cap of 3 billion. 1 billion isn't that much actually. So I don't hear anyone laughing at the price multipliers anymore. We are here for possibilities. We are here for the innovation. We are here for a better society. But there are risks. Could it get hacked again? Who knows? I thought they should hire the hacker, but unfortunately that didn't work out. Even if it doesn't get hacked, there is another major risk. The Haven XHV ecosystem needs to grow fairly fast. It needs size to be secure. It needs constant inflow of funds to be secure, because if it doesn't, this can be gamed by manipulating the exchange price on one side and converting in the vault on the other side, and you can manipulate this. The Thorchain Rune ecosystem collaboration I think is an excellent match. I'm very happy to see those ecosystems working together. Thorchain Rune is another fantastic innovation, love it. I'll make a separate video on that too. Before we look into the price chart and the technical analysis, please understand that I'm not a lawyer. I can't claim to fully understand the regulatory laws and policies. I'm an engineer, but I was around in the early days of the web. I sat next to the guy who wrote Sweden's probably first webpage, so I'm old enough to remember the debate around HTTPS. Governments pushed that only shorter encryption keys should be allowed, which government could break if they need to. History showed that they were wrong, and now it's the exact same type of people. In some cases maybe it is the same people who want to ban this type of encryption too. And they are wrong this time around also. Eventually everyone will realize that, just as they did with SSL and HTTPS, but it can be a bumpy road to get there. Price now. During the first round, like I showed, Haven charted so cleanly. It had this straight, simple parabola. Larson line was gold almost the whole way. And now we have a second parabola running. We zoom in a little more. Larson line turned gold here at around $6, and we ran up in this very well-defined upward sloping channel. We even had a breakout attempt yesterday. And the BTC chart is even cleaner. Look what a strong support we had here at 8k sats. Then the current resistance is right here at 20k sats. Then it's 30k, 45k, and price discovery from there if we get there. And Larson line has turned gold even on the daily BTC chart. I don't want to make this video about me, but since there are so many scammers in the comments, please note that the only place you can get Larson line indicator in my course is on my website www.ctolarson.com. Everything else is a scam. Someone writes something else in the comments here. It is a scam, don't send the money. The Excel price model I show here is simplified. As Haven 2.0 hopefully starts seeing a real uptick in usage, I will build a real model reflecting the real behaviors and then try to extrapolate that. So make sure that you're subscribed here, guys. I'm CTO Larsson, see you in this video next. In Swedish these are called lussekatt. It's a little bit early in the year, but I sacrifice myself for you guys.